In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
So I don't really understand anything about Christianity. So
Love thy neighbor.
okay.
I'm with the Roman Empire, and this man is spreading lies. For that, he must die a criminal. At around 500 CE, the Bantu people led the so-called stateless societies and family groups and traded frequently. This grew, and across the Saharan desert came the Gold Roads trade, resulting in Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. The traditional African faiths were animism and respect for spirits and belief in one male god. At around 1300 CE, Mansa Musa was king of Mali and created a very wealthy empire through gold trade.
I'm the great Mansa Musa, king of Mali.
There came literacy through the Arabic language and writing system.
Alright everyone, we're learning how to write Arabic today. Today we're practicing how to write down Allah in Arabic. Please everyone write it on your papers and show me when you're done.
And through Islam, slaves could convert to get out of slavery.
Hey, y'all heard about Islam?
Yes,
We
sir.
convert, dude. We don't gotta be slaves anymore.
What should we do then?
We gotta just say the pledge.
The fall of Songhai, the Moroccan invasions in West Africa, leads to the rise of regional states, making it fragmented and vulnerable to European control. This was ruining trade.
Yo, look at this diamond I found.
Hey, yo, give me it! Give me it! Give me it! Give me it! Give me it!
An intertribal war was happening because of the transatlantic slave trade.
Alright, I'm King Alfonso. You're worthless and I'm stealing your slave. Let's go. Let's go.
No.
Let's go.
My slaves.
I'm telling you guys, in America.
My slaves.
More guns led to more instability and warfare. In the early 1500s, the Portuguese broke agreements with King Afonso of the Kingdom of Congo and began to slave raid. Thankfully, Queen Zinga of Angola led military resistance successfully against the Portuguese until her death when they took her over again.
I'm Queen of Angola. Go fight her.
Okay, I'll leave.
Meanwhile, in South Africa, Europeans settled in the Cape Colony and don't treat the Africans as human.
Bark, South African dog, bark. Alright, Braden, come up here, take your blade. For you, I was thinking this. Does that sound good? A little bit of this. You go with that? Mm-hmm. Alright, next up. Alright, France. For you, I was thinking right about here, but some stuff right here with Britain, just so you guys fight. Alright, you next, Chris? Okay, Germany. I don't care about you, so you get a little bit of that. You good?
In Latin America, starting 600 CE, there were decentralized city-states, priests, and a ball game
I win!
used in political disputes and sacrifice for the gods. I am the most qualified for the gods. Now I will sacrifice myself. The Mayans had very advanced math and they created the numerals in zero. They had astronomy, architecture concerned with astronomy, the calendar, human sacrifice, and holy beings like jaguars. The Mayans used slash and burn and destroyed the environment, making it eventually uninhabitable. Guns, germs, and steel, and the spread of smallpox in Latin America.
When those Spanish people came, we all contracted this nefarious disease and we're all dying now.
In 1494, the Treaty of Tordesillas split Latin America up between Spain and Portugal, leading to a political structure with viceroys and race with power, like Peninsulares, the Criollos, and Mestizos. The Catholic Church was influential and owned a lot of land. There were a lot of rebellions, such as Tupac Amaru's rebellion of Mestizos and poor people against viceroy rule.
Mestizos, rise against the viceroys.
Bartolome de Casas was also somewhat successful in his rebellions for treatment of Spaniards and conquered Indians, leading to the Law of Burgos. Not much later came the spread of Catholicism and Spanish influence on it, like Bloody Jesus. The Mayan temples were destroyed over confusion of the role of Satan.
Hello, all my Native American friends. Today we're here to learn about Christianity. I know you came because you are very eager to learn, and Thank you very much.
Here we see Remus and Romulus founding Rome, the legend of them founding Rome, and eventually the Roman Empire.
Oh, look at all this open space. We should found the city, brother. What should we name it? Rome.
Alexander the Great taking over Persia and Greece and eventually dying to unknown causes.
Alexander the Great, and I'm taking over Persia.
Julius Caesar, the dictator of Rome, getting killed in the Senate by his own friends.
I am Julius Caesar, dictator of Rome.
Then we see the Roman Empire ending at the hands of the Germanic tribes.
We're Roman and we're rich. I'm going to Constantinople.
The Crusades.
I am part of the Knights Templar with the Crusades, and we will take back the land for Jesus Christ from those Muslims. Muslim, this is my land.
Then we see the Ottoman siege of Constantinople, and thus the ending of the Roman Empire finally.
I think it's finally time to finish off the Byzantine Empire. Get out of Constantinople! Ow, ow, get out, ow. Alright, I'm gonna name
We see feudalism with serfs and landowners such as nobles all across Europe.
We're just poor serfs doing the farm work.
Time to pay up.
We see the Pope crowning Charlemagne as the king or the emperor, the Holy Roman Emperor.
I'm the Pope. I'm crowning him the Emperor. Boom.
We see Vikings raiding England, and also this applies to basically anywhere in Europe where they raided.
We're the Vikings, we just landed in England, and now we're going to raid.
The Mongols invading Russia, the Golden Horde as it was known, and thus the hold over Europe that they had.
Oh, I'm the Mongols. We're gonna go invade.
Ah! Oh my god, okay.
Christopher Columbus discovering America. We all know he didn't actually discover America.
Andiamo ragazzi. I am Christopher Columbus, and we will get those Indians.
No.
Martin Luther's protests, his 96 Theses, which started Protestantism.
I'm Martin Luther, and these are my protests about the Catholic Church.
Later, or around the same time, we saw Da Vinci and the Renaissance in Italy and across Europe.
Ciao, sono Da Vinci.
King Henry and the Church of England, him divorcing all his wives, so he could, and then eventually forming the Church of England.
I'm King Henry, and I want to divorce my wives and start the Church of England. And check out these calves.
The Enlightenment in Europe, and thus the French Revolution.
You know what? Humans are worth more. We don't need the King of France anymore. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Then, importantly, the Industrial Revolution in Europe.
What if we use machines to speed things up a little bit? Look at this poor worker right here, doing everything by hand. If I gave him this machine, he could do it so much faster.
Ooh. Wow.
Finally, we get to World War I, which started because of the assassination of Franz Ferdinand.
You heard that Serbian guy died? I think it's time to fight Russia.
Yeah, the Tsar's pretty weak right now. Look at him right there. Look at that weak Tsar. I think we should win. We could win. We could pull up on them. They lose pretty easily. We're pretty powerful together, right?
Let's just send a bunch of troops in.
I know. Sure. What are they gonna do? Fight us?
And finally, we get to Adolf Hitler and World War I.
I wasn't taught this. Oh, I feel. I might become pure.
Hey! Stay off Moscow! Stay off Moscow! Get back! Oh, It's England. It's my friend England.
What was his name on him? India is the spiritual capital of the world. From 2500 BC to 480 CE, India flourished through its innovative technology and cultural practices. Modern India had previous civilizations such as the Indus Valley Civilization. The religion and belief system of the Indus Valley people have received considerable attention, especially from the view of identifying precursors to deities and religious practices of Indian religions that later developed in the area. Here we can see new religion forming. With the progression of Hinduism, also new cultures such as the Vedas, which led to modern-day caste systems. These caste systems set a rigid social hierarchy and led to predetermined jobs.
I am a Brahmin. You are lower than me.
Then came the Mauryan Empire, and new developments such as Buddhism and Jainism. And through religious toleration, these religions flourished.
Everybody's religion is A-okay.
The Gupta Empire ushered in an era marked by extensive innovations and technologies. Discoveries in sciences, technologies, engineering, art, dialect, literature, logic, math, astronomy, religion, and philosophy. After centuries of Hinduism over India, the Delhi Sultanate was formed through the collapse of the Gupta Empire. It was formed under Muslims, and since they were the minority, they controlled most of the power, and which left great unrest among the Hindu population. After the corruption and internal issues with the Sultanate, the Mughal Empire came into play. The Mughals were Muslims who ruled a country with a large Hindu majority. The greatest of the Mughal empires was Akbar. He re-established and consolidated Mughal power.
I'm the British Empire. Hey, you guys got tea or what?
Heck no.
Yeah, you do. You're lying to me. Get out of your land. You're working for me now. Yeah, I own this place. Nice in here.
Oh wow, look at this. Paper.
We just made paper?
Maybe
Come
some.
on. A printing system.
Look, it's a great wall being constructed. I think I'm gonna drink this mercury so I can be immortal for the rest of my life. Ugh.
Thank you, sir. Come on, thank you.
I like to do opium and sit around and do nothing. Thank you, England.
A+.
Wow.
Please, Mel. We're hungry.
No,
food
no food for you.
Spare us some.
There's
I
no
don't
food.
know how to read.
Please.
Why? The red book.
There's no food.
Why
There's famine
not?
right now. Sorry.
As colonists being treated unfairly by Britain,
Let's go,
I think we
boys.
should hurt the Indians.
Huh?
Move out from your shoe. Out. Move out. I am George Washington, and I will not stand for this tyranny. Fight him.
Hey, why aren't you guys working?
Please don't hurt
I
me.
need my tobacco. Go to work. Okay, okay. Your mouth sleeves. One step sleeves. I think we should go leave.
Where are you guys going?
We're leaving. We're seating.
It's not gonna happen.
I think they want to fight, bro. You wanna fight? You wanna fight? You wanna fight?
Yeah, stocks are doing pretty well right now. Yeah, I think there's no bubble. We should be good, right?
Please.
All right, let's see for tomorrow.
Apples for 10 cents.
What do you mean? The stocks are. Oh my god, the stocks just crashed. I think we're poor. I think.
My name is Martin Luther King, and I have a dream that
Yeah.
all people will be equal.
Let's go! Yeah, let's go!